morning and welcome to Winnipeg. A little while ago when I was getting my Yamato mug out here, the thought occurred to me that I'm wondering if there's people out there that watch to see if I use the right mug. They might know that, hey, today is going to be Yamato Day. If you remember, I got a list of the mugs here, and I try to use them in order. I don't want to miss one, especially if it happens to be one that was given to me by a viewer. Because if I accidentally miss his, he's going to think, oh, he doesn't like me anymore, or something like that. And that would not be the case. It would be just a case of I forgot or got it screwed up. But anyway, I was just wondering, does anybody actually pay attention to which one I'm using next? But don't comment. It's okay. Now, another thought I had this morning was, when I go to grab onto our little module here, I'm always having to be quite careful as to where I grab it, and sometimes I find that I'm forgetting. And I feel a ladder or something like that underneath my finger, and I'm thinking, oh, I shouldn't be grabbing it there. Now, what I thought I would do is I'm going to take a little block, maybe one of the larger rotating blocks that I use on this thing, and somehow have it so that I can fasten it onto the bottom. I think I could probably quite easily make something that will grab it from the bottom here, because we got this opening. And that way, when I go to grab it, I can always take it and hold it by the bottom, and I can still, twist it all around if I have to manipulate it to be able to see. Well, anyway. We got another problem. I was checking my comments about 2 hours ago now, I guess, and one of the viewers mentioned that you've got a part in the wrong place. We'll be talking about that. And I did check, and I did. We got it in the wrong place, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it right now. We'll see. It might be an easy fix, but will it be an easy fix without leaving marks? Okay. Now somebody was wondering about the sunrise. Like anybody cares, right? Anyway, there was no sunrise this morning. It's cloudy out there. About the only excitement we had in the backyard on the berm is a coyote got a rabbit. Missy was out doing her morning tinkle, and so I went out to give her little friendly greeting and what have you, and one of the neighbors said that Missy was looking at the remains of a dead rabbit. So I took my surveillance system and I looked around, and sure enough, a coyote comes along. It wasn't real clear. I'd show it to you. Mind you, we're not going to want to turn this into a Wild Kingdom episode or anything, but a coyote got a rabbit just behind my shed. Okay. That's about the only excitement here in Winnipeg this morning. Let's see if we can recompose here, and maybe before we go any further on this, I'm going to just sort of make up a little handle. There's actually a name for something like this when you have a little handle on something. Like jewelers will use something like that to hold a watch frame so that they can manipulate it around. But there's a name for it. I can't think of what it is right now. I don't know if I ever knew. Anyway, let's get going here. I'm guessing about half an hour ago, I was down in my workshop and I was looking for a little piece of wood that I thought would be just about right. That looks just about right. But when I grabbed it, it was quite a bit longer than what you see here. So I thought, well, I'm down in my workshop, a table saw is right there, I may as well cut it off. Now, as it turns out, this is a piece of cedar. Probably about 10 years ago, one of the lumber stores here in Winnipeg had cedar boards on sale, fence boards. They were about 5 feet long and 6 inches wide. At least that's what they called them. They were really only 5.5 inches wide. And but they were 5 feet long. Anyway, I bought a bunch of them, and I was using them for all kinds of stuff. I made a bunch of cedar birdhouses, and anything. Anytime I needed a little piece of, you might say, scrap wood that didn't have to look too nice. Although, mind you, cedar does look nice. Yeah. Anyway, so when I cut it here, I'll get to the point eventually. When I cut it, my workshop sort of filled up with this nice aroma of cedar. Yeah, it was really nice. For those of you who are workshop buffs, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm just going to eyeball the center of this thing here. I don't think I need to make a little X on it, although I should really check and see if I have the hole in the dead center. Is that going to be good? Yeah, I think it'll be all right. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to eyeball the center here. And I guess it doesn't matter which side I drill a hole through, does it? Yeah, that's pretty close. Okay. Tennessee Jim, you like workshop stuff? This is for you. I'll zoom you in so you can see it up close. If you use your imagination, you'll be able to smell the cedar. Okay, as you can see, I've already set this up so I know where everything's going to fall, everything's going to go. And I remembered to focus my lens this time. Seems to me the last time I did something like this, I forgot to focus. Okay, here we go. Okay, now, you just bear with me. I want to countersink that. And this bit, I made the mistake of using it on a piece of metal. But actually, I have a whole bunch down in the workshop that are brand new practically. But this has sentimental value to me, and I just keep using it over and over again. It was my first one. It's got to go back about, I'm guessing this is going on 50 years. Now, normally I would run it a little slower than I am here, but see, which side do I want to have it countersunk? Do I want this on the bottom, the rough on the bottom, or do I want the smooth on the bottom? Maybe I'll have the smooth on the bottom, because if I want to slide it around on the cloth, there'll be less of a chance of it, tipping over on me. Yeah, that should just make it. Okay, I have just come back up from the workshop, and I've shaped a little piece of wood, and I took some measurements before I went down, and I did measure the hole, and this is going to be the first time I'm trying it. Am I going to have to go back down the workshop and sand it down some more, or no, it's going to fit. Just fit. Yeah. Okay. Let's put this in a safe place. I still haven't broken it. Yeah. Knock on wood. Okay, just gonna fit under there now. Yeah. let's make sure I got the bit straight. Not bad. Okay, and I think just once again I'm just going to sort of eyeball it. Now how can I hold this so that you can see it and I can still operate this crank? I guess I should have had the camera more from above looking down, but I don't, so anyway, we'll zoom you in again. Okay, how can I hold this? Can you see the bit? There, maybe like that. I'm living dangerously here, aren't I? Okay, we're through. Now hopefully I didn't make that hole too big, because I want it to be just a little bit smaller than the threads I'm going to use on the screw here. Let's give it a try. Well, what was that all about? Yeah, that should be okay. Now, didn't I say that I wanted to have the smooth side down so I could slide it easier on the green cloth? So how come I countersunk the wrong side then? Well, I'm not going to go back down into the workshop and sand this because it's not that important. After all, how often am I going to want to be able to slide this thing? Okay. Now, once again, this is the first time I'm trying this. I'm trying to hold it so that you can, see what I'm doing here. Which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. I'm hoping that this isn't going to be too tight either. Otherwise, when I stick it up into the bottom of the funnel here and twist it sideways, it'll pry the two halves apart. Okay, now remember, we're trying to hold this so that the viewer can see. Okay, all right, like that. Now the idea is that that piece, when I turn this, it should go sort of sideways and lock on the sides of the, yeah, it kind of is. Now I don't want to make this too tight either. Let's try and get it centered here. Whoa, careful. Now just snug it up just a little bit. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a lot better. Now I can pick it up and I can break parts off a lot faster now. Okay, wasn't that fun? Well, I had fun. Okay, here we are, step 35, and here's this ladder. Okay, photo etch B21. Now, let's see if we can zoom in just in that area. Okay, when we get in nice and close like this, and if we follow the arrow, like you can see the arrowhead here. Now, it's been my experience is that where the point of the arrow actually touches on the part is where this is supposed to go. And yes, you can see it's supposed to go on the left side of the seam. Obviously, this is the seam running right up and down the middle. And I had put it from right here down to right here. I don't know. Do you think I was looking at this arrowhead maybe? No, I don't think so. I think it's a case of I just had assumed incorrectly that it was supposed to go mounting here to here. So I'm afraid now that what could happen is that when I break it off of here, I'm going to maybe be leaving a mark. Um, Although it is CA glue, it's not like I'd used Tamiya extra thin or something, and I dissolved away some plastic. So it could be that I can just maybe yeah, I'm gonna break it off and put it in the right place, and then I'll do the flat clear thing for glue, which is what I should have done in the first place. It's silly little mistakes like that set me back about at least 2 or 3 hours, because I spent a lot of time originally, messing around with it, and but it's good experience for a newbie like me in this, and yeah, okay, let's see what we can do here. Okay, now if I want to lean this thing forward, it's going to come down and it's going to touch right there where that ladder fastens on. I think it should be all right as long as I don't, rub it around into the cloth. I just want to be able to get this ladder off. Hey, Ron, why don't you put on your macro lens so I can see it better? Put the macro lens on? Sure, why not? Okay, so here I had gone to such an effort to put this on, and I was putting it in the wrong place. Okay, that's the bottom. And I think probably if I just tip it up, it's going to snap off the top. Yeah. Okay, now what can I do about this? I'm going to have to repaint. That's all right. Now this is going to be sort of the underside. Now remember, don't get too aggressive here because the ladder's dug itself into the tablecloth, so you don't want to be rubbing it back and forth. Must be a power tool that'll do this for me. We're sort of getting it. Yeah, I think once we I want to be careful here that I don't catch this ladder here. Okay. Okay, I think we've done enough with the macro lens. Okay, now we've got our little ladder here, and we are going to want to be laying it on right there. It's probably going to want to slide off. Now once again, remember you got a ladder digging itself into the green cloth, so let's loosen that just a little bit. Maybe I can, loosen it a little bit more. Okay, now we should be able to adjust this so that this surface here will be basically horizontal. Maybe just a little bit more. Now what's it going to lay on? Okay, it's probably going to lay on right there. That'll be all right. All right, I don't think I need to tighten that up. Yeah, you know what? I should have had a little spring on the other side of this so it was sort of spring loaded, and that way I could always twist it around and there'd be a little bit of tension, but not so much that it would flop around, if you know what I mean. All right. Oh, I keep catching this thing. I'm going to end up breaking that off yet. All right, now, do I have that the right way? Yeah, I had it the right way. Now let's put it back. I thought I had it shiny side up. Okay. Now we're going to be wanting to put it right here. Now this makes a lot more sense. This makes a lot more sense. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, what on earth was wrong with me? Okay, yeah, I think that's the way it's supposed to go. Well, it is the way it's supposed to go. There's no thinking about it. Okay, let's, oh, I realize you're way back there. Let's move in again. Okay, we've got our flat clear here. Okay, I think that's going to be just fine. Alright, as long as we are laying on our side here like this. Remember yesterday I was having difficulty with this ladder. I'd push down on here and the other end would go up. And as one of the viewers pointed out to me, I wasn't waiting long enough for the glue to dry in the lower section first. But you can see it just won't stay. If I put a little bit of CA up in here and push it down, it just seems to pop back. Now you can see the folding line right here. I'm just trying to very carefully come in. And if I squeeze it and sort of flatten it out, yeah, that worked. Yeah, that worked really well. It's got a bit of a twist to the left. I wonder if I was to... No, you know what, I think I'm going to just leave well enough alone here. Well, let's just give it a little try here. No, it's the same. Okay, now it'll match up with the little ladder that we're going to want to sort of stick in against this post right here. At least I think that's the way it goes. Yeah, it is. Okay, now this, okay, I'm noticing in the crow's nest there is no hatch or, access up into the crow's nest, as there is. I did clean this brush, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, as there is right there, you can see there's the little hole there, but there's nothing in here anywhere. So, and I did just check the manual a moment ago, and it's difficult to tell. Is it supposed to go from here to here, or is it supposed to actually lean against the side of the pole? I would think that it should lean against the side of the flag, not the flagpole, the mast. But you know what? I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check Stefan's book and see if we can possibly find some drawings of the crow's nest here. At least that's the plan right now. Now let's put this down where we're not going to lose it. I think I'll just put it right back where it says 22B. Alright, now remember, that's where it is. Okay, here we have a drawing depicting the way it looked in mid-1945. Now if we look over here, we can see it looks somewhat different from what we've got. Yeah, you can see this V-shaped thing that has the railing on it, and then there's the ladder going up, It's attached to the mast. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here on this. No, the crow's nest. Okay, now this is the ladder that we're working on right now. It goes up to a crow's nest, which, according to Stefan in 1945, looked quite a bit different. It could be that this is the way it really was, and Trumpeter just did what they thought would look good. Anyway, yeah. So what we're doing here is we're looking to see, where does the ladder go? Well, it attaches to the mast. So I guess that's the end of that. I don't know what this is all about. This almost looks like another crow's nest. I mean, this piece here, this looks a lot more like what we're working on, doesn't it? But then again, it looks like if it was, the ladder goes up the side of the short mast. Okay, interesting. Okay, now I was thinking of using the waxed pencil here, and then I looked at it and I realized I probably can't get the waxed pencil in there. It's just a little bit too tight. So probably gonna have to try and use these somehow. If I can pick this up now. I don't want to scratch it any worse than I probably already am. Alright, now let me just get a different grasp on this a little bit. And we just want to lay it on top of the mast if we can. It's gone crooked on me here. Okay, you know what? I need my other glasses. Moment, please. Yeah, that's better. And it's always nice when you can cut out the nonsense. Now, can I get it in here? Or is it going to be too long? Am I going to have to maybe nip a little bit off of the stringers? I'm going to have to shorten this. It doesn't appear that it wants to go. Oh, come on here. Okay, I think I'm going to do two things. I'm going to take about 0.5 millimeter off of the, probably, I guess it doesn't matter which end. Yeah, because it just doesn't want to fit in there. And I'm going to put the macro lens on. You can see it almost wedges in there, but not quite. And I'm scratching the paint off it. Well, that's the way it goes, I guess. Whoops. There we go. Put it back here for a moment. Okay, let's get the macro lens on and nip that thing shorter. Oops. I could be wrong, but I think one of the viewers made a comment to the effect of that what I'm doing right now is going to be difficult and I should have done it earlier. I want to be able to let go of it and don't knock it off now. Don't knock it off. Oh. I wonder, maybe I'm getting a little bit shaky here. What time we got? It's 2:13 in the afternoon already. I'm going to try it one more time. If I don't get it, I'm going to call this episode quits for the day. And what's happening here is I'm getting a lot of paint scratched off. I keep moving this thing. See, I'm trying to set it back down on there. Why will it not set down? What's it binding on? You know, I can't see what's on top of the platform. I can only see the... I can only see the underneath of the... You know what? I'm going to have to come up with another plan here. I do think I will eventually get it. I'm just going to put this back over here. We're not going to lose it again. Right now I'm sitting in front of my computer doing the final edit, and I'm watching myself having a difficult time with this, and I'm thinking, what's wrong here? And then I realized what it is. I should be having the mast at about a 45 degrees, or maybe even a little steeper, you know, and stand the bottom of the ladder on the platform on the bottom and lean it against the top. Yeah, that might work, but we're going to have to be doing that in the next episode. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.